Wow, Terence Crawford sends a stern message to all of his contemporaries, everybody at the 154-pound division, or going to be at 154. The Errol Spence Jr.'s of the world, the Virgil Ortiz of the world, Tim Tszyu of the world. We all know Tim Tszyu just pulled out against Virgil Ortiz. But it sends a strong message to everybody. To the Sebastian Fundora of the world, he says, I love what I do, man. You know what that means? That means he's not about to retire anytime soon. That means he got a couple more years to go, or not just a couple, maybe, I don't know if we get another decade out of him. He's going to be 47 because he's 36 now. He about to be 37. He's going to be 46. I don't know if we get another decade out of him. Maybe we could probably squeeze another 5 out of him. But anyway, you heard what the man said. He said, I love what I do, man. And this is the thing with the top boxers in the sport. Once you stop falling in love with the sport, it's time to retire. I remember listening to Floyd Mayweather, and he kept talking about he don't love boxing no more. That's when I knew Mayweather was about to retire. He was like, I don't love it no more. The sport is too corrupt and all this other stuff he was talking about. He's like, I don't love it no more. I'm not in love with boxing no more. But then I kept hearing Canelo say the opposite. Canelo say, I love what I do. I'm like, yeah, we know Canelo going to be around for a long time. Even though he got a lot of miles on him. This is a guy, Canelo, who's been boxing since he was 15 years old. So, when I said boxing since he was 15 years old, I mean boxing pro. He was pro at 15, so he got a lot of miles on him. Been in the game for, another 15, 18 years? He been in the game for 18 years? Damn, Nello. But anyway, Bud, he on that same type time too. He like, yo, I love what I do, man. I've been doing this for a minute, and I still love it. You know, they say in boxing, once you stop loving it, like I was saying about Floyd Mayweather, it's time to call it quits. That's what I'm saying. Like, I love this energy from Bud because Bud is trying to give us some more of his years, if there's some prime years left. You know, as long as he continue to love what he do, then we know he's going to give it his all every time. But there's going to come a point where, you know, Bud, my God, but there's only one thing called father time, and that's the only thing that beats you. Father time's going to eventually catch up to Bud. I don't want it to, though. Or maybe Bud could prove me wrong and he don't never ever show his age, but we know boxing is a young man's sport. I don't want Bud to be fighting in his 40s, you know. I want him to give us, if he's 36 now, I want him to get out of there right before 40. I want him to call it quit right before 40. I'm saying I don't want to see him in his 40s. I don't want to see him like Bernard. I don't want to see him go out like Bernard. Like how Bernard went out, it wasn't fun. I ain't like how Bernard went out. So I don't want to see it like that for Bud. You know what I'm saying? I know Bernard suffered losses before he went out like that. Bud's still undefeated, but I don't want Bud to go out anything but undefeated. You know what I'm saying? Right now, nobody messing with him. He can go in there, give you the first 2 rounds, and win every other round after that. That's the type of sniper, calculated computer. This dude is a computer, bro. T-Bud is a freaking computer, bro. The dude could go in there and give you the first round, win every single round. After that, you wondering, like, what happened? I thought I had to fight him. That's what he made you. He made you think you had it. You know what I'm saying? He allowed you to get comfortable, and then it was a wrap after you got comfortable. That's why you never get comfortable in there. You gotta be uncomfortable at all times. You gotta learn how to be uncomfortable. Because once you get comfortable, man, a guy like Bud, you got a guy like Bud standing in front of you, he can easily take that away from you. So you gotta be sharp at all times. Never get too comfortable. Always be uncomfortable. So when you in those situations, you can get out of those situations because you're used to being uncomfortable, used to being in uncomfortable situations. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see what happens. But man said he love what he do, man. And I love that for him. You know what I'm saying? I love the fact that he love what he do. And he gonna go out there and give us 110% every single time. Me personally, I feel bad for the person that's gonna be standing across from him. Man, because the man is starting pre-camps now. He's doing pre-camps now. Even at the age of 36, he's doing pre-camps. You know, so he's going to be way sharper. I know a lot of people keep saying, man, Bud not active enough. Bud not active enough. Bro, he don't got to be active enough. He don't got to be active enough. Because that one quality win is better than us seeing a guy like Anua fight like 10 times a year. One is better than all of his fights. Because that one fight, he going to give it his all. He going to come in there 100%. I mean, no injuries, none of that. So, that one fight, he going to make y'all remember forever. You know what I'm saying? So, it's really quality over quantity. But, like most boxing fans, I would like to see Bud fight twice or maybe 3 times a year. You know, but if he's giving us one good performances every time he come out, once a year is cool. Because all of those guys on the pound-for-pound list, except for Canelo Alvarez, they may never reach the amount of fights that Crawford already has. Crawford has more knockouts than Usyk probably will have fights by the time he retires. Because Usyk has 22 fights. How many fights before he get to 38? I meant, how many fights before he get to 31? He needs 9 fights to get to 31. To get to 31 fights, right? Because he has 22. He needs 9 fights to get to 31. 31 is how many knockouts Terence Crawford has. So, how long will it take for Usyk to get 9 more fights? Fighting once a year. At the age he is right now. The age of 37, 38. So, I don't know if he's going to be still boxing in his 40s. So, if he's fighting once a year, he may never reach 30 fights. But anyway, Bud, he ready, man. He ready. He looks prime. He's in shape, man, and he's ready to go. He probably on weight right now. He probably could start tomorrow. He probably could box tomorrow. For real, he probably on weight. You know what I'm saying? And he's excited to be fighting at 154 because he don't have to cut weight no more. Guys don't know how good it is or how good it feels to move up in weight. A lot of boxing fans don't know that. You know, you feel a little bit more refreshed. You get more energy to your brain. You know, you're not sucking yourself down to make the weight. It's not a struggle, you know. And guys, they like that. That's why these fighters, they move up in weight, because the more you move up, you know, the less weight you gotta cut. So You on point. You know, your mind, body, soul, everything is ready. And T-Bud is locked in and he's ready to go. You know, a lot of people are saying this fight with Israel Madrimov is going to be a tough fight. I've already broke this fight down multiple times. I don't see what they see. I think Crawford's going to pick Israel Madrimov apart. It's going to be a one-sided ass whooping. But, I mean, it is what it is. The other champion is at 154. I don't think these guys can give Bud a run for his money. A lot of people keep saying they believe they could give the champions at 154 could give Bud a run for his money because they're bigger guys. No. The bigger guys are going to be a lot easier than the smaller guys. I'm telling y'all. The reason is because the bigger guys, they're not used to the speed. All you got to worry about is their power. If you could stay away from their clean shots, you beat them easy. You know what I'm saying? Because all you really got to do is worry about their power. They can't match you when it comes to the speed. They can't match your speed. So you're going to toy with them. And a lot of people don't know that. When a guy move up in weight, his speed is too much for the bigger guys. Like, look at Canelo. Canelo is one of the slowest fighters in boxing. He telegraphs his punches. He doesn't have fast hands. He has slow feet. But yet, he's able to move up in weight and win belts. Why is that? Because he has some boxing skills. Not the best boxing skills. He has some, like I said, some boxing skills. Good enough for him to move up and beat these bigger guys. You know? So, that's why he's able to do that. Gradually move up. Plus, he's not cutting a lot of weight, so he's more healthy than the bigger guys. Those guys that are cutting all the weight, it's like they're weight draining themselves. It's like they weight drain themselves to get down to those weight classes. Because a lot of these guys, like I've said, these dudes, they don't fight at their natural weight. The David Benavidez of the world, them dudes is too big for 168. Them dudes is way too big for 168. And then we got the likes of Canelo Alvarez, who's way too small for 168. So, boxing don't make sense sometimes. We got guys like Canelo Alvarez, who's way too small for 168. And we got guys like David Benavidez, who's way too big for 168. You see how crazy boxing is? Nobody's fighting at their normal weight class or a weight class they should be at. A guy like Canelo Alvarez should be at 154. Israel Madrimov is like Canelo Alvarez at 154. Pretty much. If you look at Israel Madrimov and he stands next to Canelo Alvarez, that's Canelo Alvarez. And yet, Israel is fighting at 154 in a weight class where Canelo should be at. But for some reason, Canelo's all the way up there to 168, and he has went as high as 175. The only reason he can do that is because of that chin. I mean, we seen him get hurt at 147, yet he's not getting hurt in the bigger weight classes. I don't know. Maybe the bigger guys are not landing clean. Maybe he sees their punches coming. But I did see him get caught with some clean shots from Gennady Golovkin, and he ate them Johns. I was a little skeptical about that. I was thinking if that's that clenbuterol talking again. But it is what it is. You know, I ain't going to keep accusing Canelo of doing steroids, even though he popped. But it is what it is. But moving forward, T-Bud, T-Bud letting us know that he's in love with the sport of boxing. He has not fell out of love with the sport of boxing. And like I said before, once a fighter falls out of love for the sport of boxing, it's time to start thinking about retirement. That means you're not giving it your all. You're not putting everything into it. You know. So I'm glad that T-Bud still loves what he does. He loves his job. Imagine doing what you... Imagine getting paid to do what you love to do. Isn't that the goal for everybody in life? Should be for everybody in life. You find out what you love to do, and you find out how to get paid for it. You're going to excel in it. And clearly, Crawford is telling us this is what he loves to do. You understand what I'm saying? This is what he loves to do. He loves to fight. He used to do it for free in the streets. His mother used to pay people to beat this guy up. His mom was trying to teach him a lesson. She used to pay people to beat him up. She paid everybody in the neighborhood. If anybody could beat my boy T-Bud Crawford, I'll pay you $10. She said the young ones, the old ones, the same age as Crawford, nobody could treat Crawford. He was treating everybody in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? He was punishing everybody in the neighborhood, and nobody couldn't bang with him. So that goes to show Crawford fighting for free in the streets. His mom even putting a ransom on his head. He get an opportunity to fight for prize money, accolades, fame. Of course he's going to love what he does because he was already doing it for free. You know what I'm saying? He was already doing it for free, so he get a chance to do it for some cheese. You know he's smiling. You know he's happy. So I like to see that from Bud. But anyway, so the Crawford versus Madrimov is now a final eliminator to determine a mandatory challenger for Fundora and Errol Spence Jr., the winner of Fundora and Errol Spence Jr. That's awesome, man. You know, this is going to be a great build-up to the rematch that nobody wanted to see at 147 because it was so one-sided. Crawford beats Madrimov, Spence beats Fundora. The WBC already mandated the fight. So we get the rematch at 154. You know, I remember guys used to tell us Crawford and Spence are going to rematch at 154. I used to be like, it don't make no sense. But, like, these dudes behind the scenes, they be knowing. Like, how they be knowing this stuff, like, ahead of time? Like, because they used to say that. They, like, Crawford and Spence going to fight at one time at 147. Then they going to move up. And whoever wins, vacate the belt. And then they were going to fight at 154. Bro, they been saying this for years. I remember they were saying it on YSM Sports Media Channel. I think Jerron Anderson and them was saying it. But that goes to show Jerron Anderson knew Errol Spence was moving up. And he was going to vacate those belts. He was just trying to position himself to grab one of those belts for free. That's crazy. Like I'm saying, these dudes already be knowing what the play is before it even happened. We're the boxing fans. We're the ones that don't know. But those guys behind the scene, the fighters, they know what's going on. They know what the plan is before it even happens. That's crazy. I mean, it is what it is. It's a great plan because the rematch at 47 wasn't going to sell. But if Errol Spence comes back and he beats Fundora, which I believe he will, the rematch at 54 has a potential of outdoing the fight at 147. They did around, because now everybody knows who they are. They did around $700K for the rematch. They're definitely doing a little bit more over $700K. Shit, they might double that $700K to 1.2, 1.4. Honestly, you know, Crawford has built a large fan base after the Errol Spence fight. Errol Spence, he's been a little MIA, but if he comes back and he dominates Fundora, he steals some of the Mexican fans in Dallas because the fight is in his hometown. The build-up for Crawford versus Spence 2 will be huge, man. Will be huge. A lot of people will believe Spence still cooks Crawford. They'll be like, it was the weight, man. It was the weight. It was the weight, man. That's the only reason Errol lost. Crawford's not good enough. If it wasn't for the weight, Errol would have beat him. That's what these boxing fans are going to be saying. You know, that's what they're going to say come fight night. Or when the fight is about to happen. But then after the fight, they're going to start changing their tone again like they always do. Before the fight, they say something else. After the fight, they say something totally different. You know. So I already be knowing what they going to do. I'm not even going to entertain a lot of these boxing fans because a lot of these dudes, they just come on the internet just to troll. So I'm just going to come on here and just give it to y'all raw. Pause. No Diddy. Hey, yo, so I got something called Wood Ice the other day, right? My friend owned a shop. And I got a gelati, right? If you guys know what a gelati is, a wood ice. You put the wood ice. If you guys know what Reedus is, you get, in Baltimore they call it snowball. You get your wood ice, you put the ice cream in the middle, you put wood ice on top, put the ice cream on top. So my homie was making my gelati, but it taking too long. I was like, man, you taking too long. Are you gonna top that thing off? He was like, whoa, pause. I was like, chill, bro. You know I don't mean it like that. I like, come on, gang. You know I don't mean it like that. Don't do that. It was like, yeah. But anyway, I would have rather seen this fight, Crawford versus Fundora. I see Fundora getting knocked out nasty by Crawford. Some people actually think Fundora can beat Crawford. I listened to this one casual fangirl on the Boxing Voice one day. He said, I got Fundora beating Crawford and Spence. I said, you casual fangirl. Wait, let me educate some of y'all casual fangirls on the sport of boxing. You're telling me Fundora, a guy who won 12 rounds with a guy Errol Spence knocked out in one round, a guy Errol Spence cooked in one round, you're telling me this guy went 12 rounds with him, Carlos Ocampo, and then after that, he got stretched by a guy nobody really knew like that, and Brian Mendoza, who just lost to Tim Tszyu. And he beats Tim Tszyu in a controversial fight. Now, all of a sudden, boxing fans think because he beat Tim Tszyu in a controversial fight, he can compete with Errol or Bud. Like, it's not really registering to me. Like, how do these people just come to this conclusion and forget what recently happened in his previous fights? Even in the Tim Tszyu fight, he was losing the fight. So y'all let me know in the comment section. Y'all tell me why y'all think this guy is automatically so good now. He could compete. Y'all saying he could beat. I'm saying he can't even compete with these guys. But somehow y'all think he can compete with them and beat them. But y'all let me know in the comment section. Y'all let me know why y'all think this guy can beat Crawford or Spence. Like, it's not making any sense in my head. And I really want somebody to make it make sense.